when a guy like him ain't really paying attention to you, you just got to go to getting on his head. Yeah, there you go. That's the way to breathe. And the good thing is he's got the understanding of it. It's just a matter, does he want to? So he's looking away, trying to see if he can come up with another way of coming around here. At least he's got his head lowered to the ground. That's some sign of repentance. And he's light, you know, he'll come off your hand and stuff like that. But he's a gelding, but sometimes he thinks he's a stud, and like there's only room for one stud around here, and it ain't him. So there you go. So when I took the slack out of that lead rope, I was looking for him to come forward. Whoa. And when he felt the pressure, he kind of pulled back just a little bit. And right then was not the time to say, hey, don't forget who I am. That was the time I said, hey, it's all right, just come on. Because he wasn't acting like real aggressive, he was just processing. Now, when he comes around here and he forgets I'm in front of him, okay, then I'm gonna start working on the end of his nose and say, hey, don't forget I'm in front of you. Because what he wants to do is he's trying to, like a boxer, he's trying to find where the reach is at. So when he comes up to you and if he gets them lips to you, he's going to see if he can nip on you. And if you don't knock him back from that, then he's going to get a bigger bite. So he's always trying to see where you're at. And, you know, it's just learned behavior. You know, he got away with it, you know. He got away with it, and so, you know, it's kind of ingrained in his brain that he can do that. Whoa. And, oh, he can go out. He can go out. I'm just going to move this guy. Willie's like, I got to go past you because he's coming up behind me swinging this rope, and he means business. Hey, don't worry about that bucket. You've already ate. So when he came up to that bucket like that, he forgot about me. He's like, screw you, dude, what's in this bucket? So he's coming down there looking for hay. He's acting like he's starving to death. But if you don't require of him to keep his eyes on you, then the disrespect starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you know, again, you know, he's not a baby. He's a grown man, but he just lacks in gentleman. He's just been able to push his way around and get by with it. So, got to give him a job to do. So when you come in here and you know, you're gonna gain their respect, you got to move their feet. Good job. And it's all about applying the pressure, and as soon as you feel the horse release, you take the pressure off. Because that's what they are learning from, is the release of pressure. So when I started to undo this halter, see, he thinks those horses over there, people are more important. So all I did was just like, hey, I just put a little rub on here, you know, and it like brings his eye back to me a little bit. And then when I feel like he's really paying attention, then I'll take the pressure off of him. And so when I do this, I'm still going to require him. I'm not going to totally let him go. You know, love on him a little bit. Maybe even ask him to take a step back or two. Good. And then when he takes a step back, then I leave the relationship. I'm not going to let him peel out and say, hey, I'm done with this relationship, because if the horse keeps doing that, sooner or later, man, they're going to kick you on the way out. So he's back over there eating again. He's starving to death. But what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to watch his feet. I'm going to get over here in this eye. I'm gonna back him up and keep moving him out. Boom, there he goes. So you saw when the rope popped him on his butt, he kind of picked up a little bit. He's like, see how you kick him back? Telling me I'm number one. So I'm just gonna move his feet. See, he got offended because I wouldn't let him sit there at the table all day long and eat. And you can always tell what's going on in a horse's head by how they're moving their feet. So when he first started off, you know, he kicked at me, then he went off into the lope, but he wasn't in the correct lead going around. So all I'm gonna do is keep moving his feet. So right there, he thought, you know what, I think I can challenge you a little bit. Well, you can, but you're not gonna make it. So I'm just gonna keep moving his feet. Now, if I would have backed up when he'd have squared up on me, then he'd have realized, oh, okay, I'm running the house now. I said, no, you're not running the house. You don't pay for the lights. You don't pay for the food. Now, you see me just pitching this rope has been enough to keep him motivated. You know, it's not like I've had to really work hard at getting him to move his feet. But that's just because so when he turns away, he's got to be man enough to give me two eyes when he turns away. He can't turn his face away and show me his rear end and think he's going to be able to get away with that. I'm going to make him go back the way he was coming and ask him to redo. Whoa. So he's just squaring up here. He's backing up. So I'm going to ask him to go again. So he's definitely still not right in his mind. He's breathing deeper though. He's trying. Every time you hear them expel out of their nostrils like that, they're taking deeper breaths. They're thinking. See, he don't want me touching him. He don't want me telling him what to do. That's fine. He can have that mindset, but it's going to cost him. It'll cost him his energy. Now, what I want you to see there, Tanner, is you see how he's going to the left, and his left front leg is coming out first, and his left hind leg is kind of coming up behind it, where the left front leg used to be. Okay, now look, see how he's going left in the front, but his back end, the right hind leg was actually coming up. He's cross-firing. So when he does that, you just got to apply the pressure and keep him moving, and he'll fix it himself. Now, he's trying to do good here. I mean, you see him licking and chewing his mouth and everything. But I want him to go back to my right. And he's like, I don't think I want to do that. So all I'm going to do is just stay in front of him and swing this rope and watch his feet. And he's going to turn one way or the other. But he's going to back up. So if he turns this way, I'll step towards his butt. When I step back this way, that brings his face back towards me. So you can control their face or their front end by what kind of pressure you're applying on their back end. Just like your lawnmower shopping cart. You're in the back of it, and whatever way you pull or push is going to direct that front end. Because what I want him to do is I want him to come this way off that fence and go that way, because then he keeps two eyes at me. Okay? So if I do this, now he steps away. So I'm not going to let him eat. And you can't eat. So I'm just going to keep after him right here. As long as he's backing up, I can work with that. My hand's still up in the air. I'm watching his feet. In a minute, he's going to turn around one way or the other, and he's going to go somewhere. Right there. Good. So he moved over, and then I could step in and put a little pressure on that shoulder. Because that's basically what he was doing. He had that chip on his shoulder. He's like, I ain't going to move my feet for you. So I'll move him out a little bit more. So now that I've had him going both ways, what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to have him go around a whole lot. Whoa. I'm going to start changing his direction up. Because every time he starts working over that rear end, he starts to get a little tired. And when he gets tired and he's burning a lot of oxygen, his brain will start working better. His attitude will change up. Whoa. So this way, he's wanting to not give me, he's protecting his right side there. Now you can't do that. So I'm gonna make him go back because he turned away from me and showed me his backside. Oh, Mama, he's so pretty. Look at his tail. It's blowing in the wind. I know he'll be good for me. Not. It's false advertisement. He's being counterfeit. He won't work. He won't cut the grass. He just wants to pick a fight. Won't even get the door for you. Whoa. So he's very attentive when I do go this way. He's very attentive. Now all I want him to do is step over like that. But he's got this chip right here that he doesn't want me to interfere with. He wants to hold on to this part of his life that ain't producing good results, and that don't work. So I'm going to come around here. See, he's back to it again. So I'll back him up. It's all about keeping their feet moving. And you can do anything up here, but I don't want him doing that. So I'm asking him to go back. He's got to go, though. He can't go off walking. He's got to go. Whoa. So he likes to come in, but he don't want to be obedient to go back the other direction. And all I want him to do is just to, yes, sir. He's like, no. See how he pushed again on me? So right there, he doesn't want to give. If I put just the slightest pressure, he pushes against. Even if I wave this hand, he just kind of blinks his eyes, but he's still not soft. There. Good. Back them up, put a little pressure on their nose. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm watching his feet. I'm not watching anything. He almost went to the right or to his left, but he changed his mind. So I'm going to come back and I'll move him off again. So the key with this is, as long as he's having a bad attitude, you got to keep him moving, because that's what communicates to them who's walking into authority there. So I'm going to keep him going a little bit more. Back the same direction. See how he's all over on the place with his feet? He's really not committing. That's a little better. So I didn't ask him to come in, so what he's doing now, he's trying to turn and come in to get out of doing the work. And I know what he's doing. He's not really coming at me with a good attitude. Whoa. So you see how he's stumbling there a couple of times on his front end? He's just really heavy on his front end, and he's not operating correctly off his back end. See, he's cross-firing again on his back end. So I just keep moving him. How long this takes, it's all up to the horse. He's looking right there. He's like, I'm done with this. No, 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 no. No, you're not. There, now he's starting to travel better on his back end. Whoa. So he won't really commit and come off that fence to me. So I just got to get out of his way and move his feet again. And when he releases his attitude, it'll be real easy to see. The head will come down, he'll relax. So a guy like this, you really gotta hold them accountable, because they're good at telling you false words. Whoa. So right here, he's watching me, but to go off to the other direction, he didn't want to do that. Back him up. Nope. Whoa. Whoa. Had a little head shake there. He's irritated. And all he has to do is just relax and go to his left. Go to his left. But for whatever reason, he doesn't want to do that. So you can imagine if some of a horse is being that strong on that one side, what do you think it'd be like if you're on their back trying to ride them and they decide they don't want to go someplace? Well, you're a whole lot more vulnerable of something bad happening to you because they're not in their correct spot in the relationship. Very one-sided, if you would. So what you're looking at is you're wanting to see his left front hoof step to the left, because then he's going to go to the left. But what he's doing, he keeps stepping back, and the right front hoof is stepping to the right. That means he's wanting to go to the right and not the left. Boom, right there. Better. Good. So I'm going to let him kind of ease through here. Notice how he's looking at me with his right eye. His right front leg is going out first, and his right hind leg is falling behind. And he said, psych, it was just for a little bit. Like, yeah, you can keep doing this. Keep going. Keep going. He didn't go very long. Now he's back to the same deal. Moving back the other direction. Now he's wringing his tail. He's irritated. He's like, this is taking me too long to convince this guy that I'm in control here. I'm just going to keep moving his feet. The more oxygen they burn, the better their mind starts to work. All I want him to do is just soften up and go back to the left. Come off that fence, looking at me with two eyes. Whoa. So when I come across the pen, he's still moving across. He does not have the desire to stop and go back to his left. Even with my hand up, he still wants to have the last word, if you would. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's just simple as stepping over, just like that. Just like that. Now, if I had just started him out, moving his feet, I wouldn't have went up there in front of him like that close, because he could have pawed me. He still could have pawed me at this if he wanted to, but it's been a minute since he's picked his back end up in there at me. So I'm thinking that he's thinking through things differently. So all I want him to do is just to go around and look at me with his right eye and keep traveling. Good boy. Okay, notice how the head went down real low then to the ground. Man, he wanted to so bad right then. But he's like, I can't help myself. So bad. So bad. So I'm going to have to really stay back on his right end. Back and behind a little bit. Whoa. Now let's see. I'll ask him to go around to the left. Whoa. He still wants to go to the right. So what he's not wanting to do is he's not wanting to relax his front end and move that shoulder right here away. So you always just got to keep your eyes on their wheels. See how they're rolling. Whoa. Speed them up a little bit. Whoa. So you still notice how when he comes around, he really rolls up to the front. He never really gets that whoa, because that's not in his mind yet. He wants to still push his desire. Sure, he's chewing his mouth and everything like that, but he's gotten good. He's gotten good at just kind of giving you that look. And he can move off the pressure. He's smart. He's smart. The challenge is he uses his smarts for the wrong purpose. So the lady we got him from, you know, she'd go out there feeding him carrots and everything, and all that did was teach him to be entitled. So if she came out there and had no carrots, well then he was perturbed at her. She'd try to pet him, he'd try to bite her, you know, because she had nothing in her hands for him. Whoa. So now what I'm trying to do is just trying to help him through. So if I pick my hand up and I'm leaning out of his way, I'd like to see that left foot step in and go to his left. And when I swing the rope, what does he do? He elevates his head and turns it away from me to get away from my request. He's trying to avoid the pressure that's being applied. But you can come over here and he'll let you do all of this, and he'll let you lead him this away, and then he'll pull back. So the closeness that I've got to him, see what's important? Eating. So I'll move him off again. So I can't stop here. I've started something and I've got to keep moving him. Ah, see that hip come up like that? He still got that demonic thinking in his head. Repent, sinner. As ringing wet as he is, and all that, and he still got that, whoa, he still got that stinking thinking in his mind. So he took a deep breath there. Gotta let him do that, and after a little bit, is let him have some time to just take a deep breath. So I ask him to go to my left. I'm leaning out of his way, my hand's up in the air, and I spin the rope, and he goes off to the left. Whoa. If I stop and back him up, and I ask him to go to the right, or his left, my right, he's like, no, I don't want to do that. But if I come over here, he steps back. I'm going to move his feet back and away. So now I got a little control of his nose. That's what this is designed for. So right there, he's like, no, he said, that's enough. So see how he came in on me? So get that nose over. All I'm doing is watching his wheels. It's his job to use his nose at where he wants to go. Good. So I apply the pressure, and when he steps away from the pressure, then the pressure releases. Then he comes around again. Imagine having this living in your household. Yeehaw. So all I'm doing is watching what. See how he's whipping his tail? He's perturbed because somebody's holding him accountable. That tail ringing like that when he does, where he kind of whips it, yeah, he's probably cussing in his mind right there. I'm going to require him a little bit right here. Good. Whoa. I'm going to wait on him for him to come around. I'm watching his back end. I don't want to pull too much on his face here because I don't want to distract his travel. I'm going to require him a little bit. So you see how his back end is out of